can't stay the same. You can't stay the same. No, you can't stay the same. What's really in your heart? Let's talk about change. You can't stay the same. No, you can't stay the same. Tea with tea in hand. Let us take you by the hand. Conversation, healing. Let's have a change of heart. Let's talk about change. Yeah, let's talk about change. You won't be the same. Let's talk about change. Yeah, let's talk about change. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do you wanna change? You can't stay the same. You can't stay the same. No, you can't stay the same. What's really in your heart? Let's talk about change. You can't stay the same. No, you can't stay the same. Tea with tea in hand. Let us take you by the hand. Conversation, healing. Let's have a change of heart. Let's talk about change. Yeah, let's talk about change. You won't be the same. Let's talk about change. Yeah, let's talk about change.
Hey y'all.
Good evening.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hi.
Hey Chloe. Hey Jeremy. Hey Shayna.
Hey, good Chloe Tamisha. That's her last name.
How y'all doing? Thank you for joining us on tonight. We will be talking about the topic perspectives, and we're just gonna dive in.
Yes, we're going to dive in tonight. We think perspectives is going to be a very good topic, a challenging topic. You want to start off?
Okay, sure. So we thought about perspectives because all of the topics that we have discussed, we talked about dynamic of the home. We talked about our first video that I can't think of at this point.
It's about, that first video was your relationship.
Yeah.
With
adult children, right?
The parent having a relationship with their adult children.
Yes. So all of that was all based around perspective, right? Perspective can be made built upon facts. It can be built upon truth. So we just thought perspective is a great topic to talk about tonight. So we're going to go into what a fact is. A fact is a thing.
But we forgot our question. The first question, the question of the topic is your perception based upon assumption or fact? So that's what we want you to think about tonight. Is your perception based upon assumption or fact?
Sit up, please. All right.
Okay, I'm sitting up.
So as we ask that question, let's go into really kind of defining what maybe a fact or an
Good
assumption
place to start.
is.
Yes.
So a fact is a thing that is known or proved to be true, right? So it's something that can't nobody even tell you that it's not true because it has been proven, right? It was an experience. It's something that maybe be written down in stone, but can nobody even tell you that it's not true, okay? An assumption is a thing that is accepted as true or as certain to happen without proof, right?
Without proof.
So this is something that we can just think of and we can act on it and believe like, okay, this is what I think and I'm running away with it, but it's not true. It could be an experience, but maybe the experience occurred because your mindset wasn't correct throughout that experience. But an assumption is an assumption and a fact is a fact.
Correct.
All right?
Correct.
All
Correct. Right. So a perception is actually the ability to see, hear, or become aware of something through the senses, or you perceive, to interpret, or to look in a particular way. So your perception is how you see things, how you view things.
Mhm.
And from your perception is how you think, how you do.
Mhm.
Okay. So let's ask that question again. Is your perception based upon assumptions, which is things that are not true?
Mhm.
They haven't been proven.
No.
There's no
proof.
research on it.
No.
It's uncertain.
Mhm.
Or is your perception based off of fact, truth?
Mhm.
That truth is the thing that is known, is proven, it's been researched, it is legitimate. So what is your perception based on? Fact or assumption? So we need a mirror.
Or a mixture.
Oh,
It can be a mixture.
it could be.
You
It
know,
could be.
but let's kind of take a little.
Yeah.
We don't have no tea
We
on
don't have
tonight because we are dehydrating ourselves. All right, and
So
we're not
we
going to
have
tell you
our
what water we
water.
drinking. But
Oh, yes, we
because
are.
no, we're not getting no promo. But get your
I
tea,
just showed it.
get your water, get your coffee. Excuse us on tonight. We're trying to exfoliate our skin and such and drink our water. All right. So get your tea and figure out where your perception is. It pop? Well, let's not even go there. Your perception, is it built upon facts, or is it built upon assumption, or is it a mixture?
A mixture of both. A mixture of both.
Okay.
So we've asked that question. So we let you marinate on it a little bit. Think
Mhm.
about it, because again, what we're talking about, our focus is always about changing, how we can do better,
Yes.
right? We're not putting anyone down. Listen, we are not experts, but we just thought this would be a wonderful, wonderful topic. Okay, so your assumptions form and influence our perception.
Yes.
So facts and assumptions,
Mhm.
they form and influence
Mhm.
our perception. The way we see, we think, we behave, we feel is based on our perception. Okay?
Mhm.
So your perception affects every area of your life.
It does. It definitely does. It definitely does. Chloe, that's an awesome question. We're gonna dive into that. That's good there. That's good.
Oh, she has. Oh, yeah.
That's
some
good.
stuff.
That's good. So I do believe that's true. So let's just, once you figured out, okay, is your perception, is it built upon facts, or if it's built upon assumptions? Do you do this like in your relationships? Is it the same across the board
Right.
in your friendships?
Right.
Your marriage, your dating, your job, your career, your everyday interaction within people? Is it negative or is it factual things, or is just something that you perceive that person to be? Let's take a moment to think about that.
I think, should we answer her question though? No, you want to wait?
We'll wait. But
Okay,
that was
we'll wait.
good.
That is a good question. So again, your perception affects every area of your life, your workplace, your
Mhm.
relationships,
Yes.
your friendships,
Mhm.
on your job, at school, every role that you play, because your perception is you. Your perception goes wherever you are and wherever you're going.
Yes.
Okay. So it'll affect every area of your life. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good. So let's keep going. So let's talk about assumptions.
Mhm.
Has anyone out there ever assumed something? Has
Yeah.
you have?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about assumptions.
Yes.
Assumptions again are things that have not been proven.
Yes. Can
They're-
we give some ways though? Like you can think about, it could be assumptions that you have made while you were brought up. It can be some assumptions that are based upon some insecurities, some past life experiences, some influences, some social interactions you have had with family, friends, peers. So just think of those assumptions that you have generated in those different type of interactions with people.
I see someone said mixture.
Yes.
I don't think assumptions leave room for change. No, they don't. They really don't. Were you going to say something?
We'll get into it. We'll dive
The
into
professor
it.
over here,
I'm
she
not,
said she's
I'm
going to
just
get
saying,
into
we'll
it.
get into it. So you can move
Okay,
forward.
so if sometimes assumptions lead you to misunderstand because it is something that has not been proven. So okay, so let's talk about some assumptions.
Yes.
Have you ever assumed anything?
I have. Off the top of my brain. Okay, we can just talk about this. This is something that maybe have occurred, but you ever had someone kind of give you the rundown on an individual before you actually met them?
Oh, that's a really
And the
good
rundown wasn't so good. And you like, I'm not finna, I'm not gonna make it my way to, to meet that person or to create some type of relationship with that individual because you hear all these negative things about them.
Right.
So that kind of made me perceive like, okay, I'll put a red flag on that person. I have kind of, as life go on, you get older, you mature a little bit more, but absolutely. I have perceived that it's not going to be a good relationship. So why even attempt,
And why did you allow someone to help you to assist you in formulating your perception about someone else based on what they told you?
Because I'm pretty sure I trusted the individual.
The source.
The source. Mm-hmm. Because with me, some of my friends, we have the same somewhat personality, somewhat tics, negative and positive, some things that we like about people, some things that we don't. So I trusted the source. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do, but I did trust that source.
So actually what you did was you allowed yourself to believe what could have been a lie or the truth.
No, it could. I think too, because let's be careful. I'm not saying their experience with that person was a lie. I don't think that's assumption. That was a real life experience.
Got it.
But that experience wasn't with me.
Correct.
So my experience could have been different and I could have perceived that individual in a different light because maybe they learned from the other experience they had with the person. Yes. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So her perception of that individual was totally factual. That was experience that they had. But I should not have perceived that person to be that way without having my own experience with that person.
Correct. Because all of us are different, right? We believe all of us are different, and your experience with that person might not be my experience.
It's true, and my tolerance just may be a little bit different.
That's right.
Your tolerance.
You might not have no tolerance at all.
Let's stay focused. Okay.
Okay.
Have anybody else had that, like your friend or a source that you trusted told you something about someone else and you based your whole perception about that human off of that source? Mm-hmm. We can be honest. It's a safe place. I said I did.
I'm sure a lot of us have done that.
I got some hearts over here. Yeah.
A lot of us have done that. But the problem is that we don't do anything about the assumption. We ride that assumption out to the very end.
Some. Because I know we kind of speeding through things, but with me, I'm totally different and it's not good. I have talked to, pretty about it. It ain't good, but with me, I don't allow assumption to drive me. I'm gonna ask you about it.
I was gonna get there.
That's what I said. I'm moving too fast, but no, I didn't agree with that. Okay. I don't some people let assumptions drive them. Some don't. But yeah, we'll get there.
Because here's now this is a different type of assumption, but you can listen to it. Mm-hmm. So I have intentionally, like people ask me how old I am, right? Mm-hmm. Because I don't look my age, but a lot of people have asked me how old. Thank you, honey. Come on. Look at that. Come on. Okay, but anyway, refocus. So people have asked me how old I was. Yeah. But I didn't tell them because I didn't want them to assume that because I'm a certain age that I'm going to behave a certain way because of their perception of how people that age are supposed to act, how they supposed to dress, what they supposed to wear, where they supposed to go.
That's good.
So I tend not to tell people my age because I don't want people to assume and put me in a box.
That's good.
Mhm.
That's good. That's good. That's
Mhm.
good. Anybody else? Y'all agree? Y'all agree?
Well, we getting some fingers up.
Let me see over here. I think the absence of factual information leaves room for assumption. Come on, English professor. That's good, Quan. I
think
agree
the
with
absence
that.
of factual. And see, that's what we're going to talk about. Assumptions are things that can be proven, but there's something that you have to do. You have to find the truth. And how do you do that? You go and ask the questions. Example. I have a really good example. You waiting for my example? I'm okay?
Come on.
Okay. Here's my example. So I am a senior manager on my job, and I have about 200 staff that I manage.
Be careful. They're your friends. Come on, keep it going. Be careful.
Just an example. I'm not saying any names. This is a good example, Ken. Just let me say it. Let me say it. So I had to call one of my staff and to ask them some information, get some information from them. So when I called, I said hello, and I get a hello. They was real dry, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm doing okay. So automatically, I was assuming that something was wrong and that I did something wrong to that person, or it was something that maybe I hadn't asked. That maybe so what I did. Somebody else probably would have said, well, I don't care if she got an attitude. I'm finna find information I need and hang up on her, right? So, but I'm her senior manager and I'm her leader. And I value my place that I'm in. Okay, so it's a sidebar. Okay, so anyway, what I did was I went ahead and I asked her, I said, blah, 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 what's wrong? What's going on? Is it something I did or something I said? And then she told me what it was.
Okay.
And then from there, I understood why she was sounding that way. It wasn't something about me, but it was something that I did not do. And she asked me to please, moving forward, would I mind sharing that with her?
Got it.
And so I was able to deal with it. But if I wanted to assume that she had something against me, then I would have asked any questions. I would have got off the phone and talked about it to you later.
I think that's good. Because as I was saying before, it gets me in trouble sometimes, most of the times, but that's how I was I don't know. I was just raised that way. You see, she do it. I'm going to ask because I don't like to feel weird. I don't like uncomfortable, interactions, because to me, if you think I did something, just ask, say it, and then I'll let you know if I meant it. More 100% of the time, I totally didn't mean it. I could have said it a different way. We can apologize. We can move forward, so ask. Because it could not be anything. A person could have a bad day or something. A person could have something to say, but need a little help with, addressing you. So just ask. Right.
That's good.
Just ask.
Just ask. But what do you do if a lot of times you can't ask?
Why you can't ask? Why you can't ask people? Well, we being positive don't change your heart. But if you can't ask and they don't say nothing, we gonna carry on, right?
Well, if you can't ask, then you should let the assumption go.
Oh,
especially if it's gonna negatively affect you.
I get it.
You have to let it go. But a lot of times we as human beings, we want to carry them on because sometimes we just want to believe the worst about things and people.
Yeah, sometimes we just negative.
We just negative and we just wanna we rather believe the worst.
Absolutely.
We want to believe the worst, and then that helps us. So you want me to go ahead?
Yes.
Go ahead. So I want to answer this one question. Can you base your perception on assumption if the track record is based on fact?
I would say if you are the person that experienced this with another individual, I say go forward because it was your experience. But I evaluate, were you already thinking or perceiving it a certain type of way? Like, okay, so if you have a person that you kind of put a red flag on because they negative or they always complaining, they nagging, and you just don't want to be around them, and you had an interaction with them that was negative, I think go forward with that assumption because that's how that person is, right? But leave room for them to shift and change, I think. What you think?
Well, I think her question is, you can base your perception on assumption if the track record is based on a fact,
Which is consecutive times.
Right.
Record.
So it's really not assumption.
No, that's fact.
That's fact.
Because experience.
It's not assumption
It's
at that
proof.
point anymore. It's just proof.
Yeah.
So it's really basically not assumptions anymore. Assumptions is something that you don't have any proof. You don't have a track record.
No.
It hasn't been proven. No research on it. You haven't asked any questions.
Probably not even an experience or anything that happened, right?
So then that's an assumption. But if you have a track record and you know for sure, then it's not assumption at that point. It's fact. It's a fact.
It's fact.
Right.
So yes. You can base your perception.
And then Chloe says, I feel like it's safe to assume sometimes. I think when you assume things, you're putting yourself in a dangerous position to be disappointed because here's the other thing about assumptions. A lot of times when people don't meet our expectations about things, we have a tendency to assume that they are. And we get disappointed when people don't have what it takes to what we need from them. And so our expectations, we get discouraged. So it really affects us.
Yes.
So and we get upset when we have unmet expectations.
This is true.
So because that's when we assume certain things and we don't ask. For an example, when two people are dating.
What? I
was just making the I was waiting for you to comment.
When two people are dating, you both go in with expectations.
Right.
But when you're dating, that's learning, right?
Right.
So you ask questions.
You ask questions.
And you bump your head and you get up and you figure it out and you talk and you keep asking and you keep dating or you just depart, right?
Right.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're going to be doing a lot of assuming and the relationship is just
going to be a mess.
Right.
Don't marry him. Right. All right. Quan said, I usually try to question my assumptions. That's good, Quan.
Yeah, you really
especially if I'm finding them to be weird. Like, who told you this person feels a way about X, Y, and Z?
Right.
If I can't answer the question, I drop my assumption. That's really good.
Yeah.
Definitely question, like, why are you thinking, that this way is this way? Why? That's good. I feel like if the facts are there, then there's no need to assume. That's true. That's what I said.
Right.
If it's an experience, and to me, if that experience happened more than once, that's facts.
That's true. And then the other part of that is you don't want to, if the assumption is negative, you don't want to waddle in the negativity.
Yeah.
Because again, the brain and the mind is very, very powerful.
It sure is.
And it'll have you act in a certain way. It'll have you think in a certain way. And it doesn't necessarily have to be positive. It can be negative. Just like that example you first gave. If you would have not allowed yourself to have a separate experience with that other person, and it was based on what somebody else told you, your behavior is going to be negative.
That's true. And then sometimes, like, we need to stop playing it. Stop saying it's discernment. No, you assuming. You assuming on something. My spirit discern. No.
Well,
stop.
and even if it's that, you should ask God. And if God hasn't told you, then
I didn't want to go to church, but I was just saying. Sometimes we be using the
we can go.
Come on,
we can go church.
Let's move
we can
on.
go church, man. We can go church. Okay, so how do these assumptions affect your perception? The problem is you want to change your perception if all you do is assume all the time.
Yeah.
You want to change it. So I got some hows on how to do that. You got some hows? You want to talk about some hows? You want me to do it? Okay, I'll start with one. What's wrong with you? You ain't got nothing on your paper. You ain't took no notes today.
Come on,
You ain't
focus.
take no notes. That's your problem.
Let's go.
Okay. You don't want me to talk about
Let's
that,
go.
right? Your pages
Listen,
are blank.
It's been the work. I went to work today.
You
Come
had
on.
to work. I
Come on.
did. Oh,
Come
that's
on. Come on. Let's focus.
Okay.
We
Let's
throw them
focus.
off.
Distance yourself from negativity.
That's good. But
I thought you was gonna
how
say
you gonna
something.
distance yourself from yourself though? 'Cause sometimes you negative. How you gonna distance yourself from yourself?
How you gonna distance yourself from you?
Sometimes it's you.
That's true. That's true. That's true. I don't know. That's a good question. How you gonna distance yourself? You know what? You really can't. You got to deal with yourself.
Yeah.
You got to deal with yourself.
Or
You
go sit down.
well, that's what I'm saying. You got.
Yeah.
You gonna have to deal with your negativity.
Especially if you the person that's assuming you the negative person. Stop
That's right.
Change your mind.
That's right.
All right, go ahead.
You.
I'm sorry.
You.
I had a question.
You got to deal with yourself.
You do.
You got to deal with
You
yourself.
do. But first you got to know sometimes too, it shouldn't take so much time, but sometimes it's you. Just identify yourself as the problem.
It's really hard for people to do that.
Are you alone?
Because when you stop,
are you by yourself? Do you have friends? Do you socialize? Now I got a few. So I know I ain't the problem. Sometimes I am the problem. Just
Chloe.
rectify when you're the problem.
Chloe said, I assume Ken ain't prepared.
See, that's the whole nother story. Chloe don't come for me. But yeah, sometimes you're the problem. Come on.
Okay,
No,
so
we
yeah.
sorry.
So yeah, that
So distance yourself
this
from
is
yourself.
Well, that's impossible. That's impossible, but I
Oh,
wish we
Lord.
could do that. You got plenty of jokes. You ain't got no notes.
I
You got Oh, okay. So
we
this
sorry.
is distance yourself,
Yourself
from
from
negative
yourself.
from yourself.
Yeah.
If you're negative,
Mm-hmm.
okay. but in your distancing yourself from yourself,
Uh-huh.
that's a very good time, a very good opportunity
Yes.
to change and
Yeah.
to find out how to change
Right.
yourself and I can give some tools for that. But
Okay.
first of all, let's go through the house.
Yeah.
So distance yourself from negativity, and you can distance yourself from negative people,
Mhm.
from negative places, from negative things. Okay.
Mhm.
And I'll let you think about those things. We're not going to go into those things. The next one is to listen, receive, and spit. Oh, somebody said that. That's
Spit out them bones.
Spit out them
Yeah.
bones. Take away what is useful.
Yes.
So even when people are giving you negative information,
Mm-hmm.
listen, receive, spit out the bones.
See what applies. If it doesn't,
Yeah.
I mean, let them talk.
And if it don't benefit you, why are you listening
Why?
to it anyway?
Yeah. Yes. But sometimes you got to be nice.
I'm not gonna be nice to no
I'm
trash,
just saying sometimes.
no garbage.
Sometimes. Like, well, I am a manager. So sometimes you just got to, okay.
That's what Chloe says. See, but sometimes people bring the negativity.
This
to
is
you.
true because I am a manager and I have, what I'm saying, in that role. So sometimes, yes, as a manager, I have to listen. But then at the end say, I'm sorry. But however, these are the expectations that you got to hear back. So, yes, sometimes you got to be a listening ear to the foolery.
Oh, Quan said, "Want to put that on?"
I definitely need a t-shirt, Quan. Come on.
Okay. Okay. So, listen, spit out the bones. Change your inputs. that's the same thing as just moving yourself away from the negativity. But change who is giving you the information.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe you need to talk about that to that person.
Yes.
Talk about that situation. Go to the person or address the situation or address the problem.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times we don't want to deal with conflict, and we don't want to have those difficult conversations.
But then I want to look at it at another lens. Sometimes critique and feedback, you guys, is not always negative. Don't think of it as
That's
negativity. It can be an opportunity to grow and hear to some wisdom. Now, somebody always coming to you with critique and feedback, but don't come with no strategies and techniques for you to improve, then I think that's a problem.
Right.
But if they do come with some useful information, take what applies, apply it, and then move forward. But don't kind of look at everything as negative, because to me, it's a mind thing. Change your the way you're thinking. Right?
Yeah, that's good. Then another one is manage your expectations. Sometimes our expectations are so high, and sometimes they just too low.
That's true.
We expect too much, and then we don't put no expectations on ourselves.
This is true.
You know, they too high, they too low. We don't have none. We got too much.
Relationships, friendships,
That's
because everybody not gonna be friends. It's okay.
Right,
So why
right.
expect them
right.
to come to you
And
in a
again,
certain way?
And don't expect for them to give you something or to have something that you always need. Everybody's not going to have what you need in a friend. You know, you just got to evaluate and just take from that person what you can take from them.
Yes.
You know, what they have to offer you.
I agree.
Right? Like you, if you ain't got no notes, but you got plenty of jokes,
No,
I'll take all the jokes.
She tried, yeah. She tried.
Okay, so the next one I got is look for the benefit. Look for things that'll benefit you.
Mm-hmm.
If the negativity coming to you and it's not going to benefit you, don't accept it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then the last one is seek the truth. Ask questions.
Yes.
Talk.
Ask.
Communicate.
Ask.
That's having those difficult conversations.
Don't be passive aggressive. Just
Right.
go ahead and
What's
ask.
passive aggressive?
Pat, to me, that's like that joking, but you serious, and then you do a ha. Don't ha me. Just come to me straightforward. No, because some people do that. That's a problem for me. Like if you got a question, just come out and say it. Don't joke about it. Be serious so I can give you an honest answer, and then we can move forward.
Right.
But a lot of people do that.
Right.
Just have that. They teach you that in preschool, like, and
They
growing
do.
up in school, you learn how to social interact. You learn conflict resolution. You
That's
know,
true.
so use those skills. Just ask, you guys. You save yourself a lot of trouble,
Right.
a lot of time, a lot of going back and forth in your brain. Did they mean that? Did they say it like that? Did I take it wrong? You're tripping. I'm sorry.
You ratting, boy.
I'm sorry.
You ought to rant.
We gotta do that.
Okay, Chloe says, so true. We also assume positive things too, and that can hurt you too.
What happened?
She said, we also assume positive things, and that can help you too.
That can hurt you too.
That can hurt you.
But
But positive things can hurt you if again, because you assume that those things were true, but you still did not ask. You still did not investigate. You still did not research. You still did not go to your sources and find out if the truth was the truth.
That's good. That's good.
Everything that we do is based on communication.
Mm-hmm.
The lack thereof, or not, or overly communicating and then nobody communicating back to you.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we could be the communicator, but the person we deal with don't want to communicate. So if they're not saying something that you or answering your questions, then we're still going to assume, because we're not still getting really an answer.
That's true. That's
we're
true.
not getting an answer.
That's true. But then I think too, some people just don't have it in them.
That's true.
So I think your expectations, right?
That's true.
Somebody said a lot of people do not know how to properly handle conflict. That's good too. They don't.
Maybe that could be a topic.
That is a good topic.
We got some helpful hints on conflict
Thank you.
resolution.
Thank you, Michael.
Oh, see, she taking notes.
Michael.
Thank you, Michael. She taking notes on that one.
You cutting up today. You cutting up today. Moving on.
She gonna have some
Go ahead.
notes. So that's it. That's our talking perspective.
Yes. So change your perspective, right?
Change
I
your
think
perspective.
first identify, is your perspective built or created or built upon facts or assumption? Is it a mixture? Is it real life experiences? Is it you? Is your mental, the way you perceive things, just really negative? And then figure out why, you know?
Yeah, I mean, assumptions is you. Your perception is you. It's not anybody else, but we want
Figure it
to
out.
blame.
We do wanna blame
some
people.
everybody else and
Yeah.
everything, but it's really you. But we allow people to form our perception
Yeah.
because we accept all this stuff and we don't ask no questions.
Yes.
We don't do all the digging. We expect, and again, like you said, sometimes we think it's coming from a truthful source and we accept it. but we didn't do no asking anyway. We didn't do any investigating. We didn't do
Yeah.
any research on it. So we just accepted
And
it.
then when you do ask and they stand upon it and they say, you know, and it may be negative and they not shaking on it, that's fine too.
Yeah, that's fine.
Everybody has their opinion. It's okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't take away
It don't take anything
anything.
away.
And some people just are negative. That's all.
That's right. So today we just want, this is not my change of heart tip. We got some things we got to do.
Did you guys have anything to add, to chime in about, you guys?
I like a lot of you guys' comments. That was really good, especially about that sometimes people bring negativity to you, and sometimes the truth can hurt you too. Those are good
Yeah, it
conversations.
sure can.
That is
It
some
sure
good
can.
stuff.
But I'd rather accept the truth than, you know, some
And
food.
then especially what Michael said about the truth. People don't know how to deal with conflict.
They don't.
Because
Or
a lot-
some people don't even know how to positively come and do some conflict resolution.
yeah, so
Because you come in, you know,
because
then
you're in a frenzy and you're
Yeah.
already angry.
you're coming all
And you
wrapped
upset.
up, and people don't,
Yeah.
know, are not receptive to that type of energy. You know, like me, I would rather come calm and then we can
Right.
talk.
Right.
Not coming at me, you know,
Right.
on 10,000, then we can't have a conversation, right?
Well, we can talk about that because we got some tools on conflict resolution. Because the first thing you don't come in accusatory,
Yeah.
and then make the person be on defense, because then you're just going to be arguing with each other and no one is getting anything solved.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's me. I come. Yes, you do, Michaels. You come angry. You come on 10. And everybody like, okay, let him get done on his little rant.
Right.
We'll talk later. It's
Because that's
okay.
why it's conflict already.
But
Because
you know
you're
what?
mad. Yeah.
You acknowledging what you need to
That's
work
the beginning
on.
of
That's
change.
good. You're
That's the
doing
beginning
amazing.
of
Most
change.
people can't even do that.
Right. You
And
can't-
I'm sitting by there. Sometimes I have to just pull back and say, okay, we'll address it later. Because
right.
nobody want to receive that if you come to them, you know, all hostile.
And that's what you have to do a lot of times. You have to wait maybe a couple of days and marinate on it and calm down, and then really figure out what the issue is and be able to address the behavior and not the person.
That's a good.
A lot of times we want to address
though.
the person instead of the behavior.
Yeah.
We want the behavior to change.
That's true. And then too, since we just talking about it, I have learned throughout the years, you have different type of individuals, right? You have some people that like to talk and address it that day when it happens, because it'll eat away at them and they can't sleep and slumber on it. And then you have another individual that can wait 2 to 3 days. They need time to kind of get their, wrap their mind around it and see how they can approach you or approach the situation. They need time to kind of think about it. So just think that everybody is not the same. Everybody thinking is not similar. Figure out who your flock is and who labor among you, then you'll know how to interact with one another. Right?
That's good.
Mhm.
You got some good wisdom.
I be trying.
You just be doing some stuff there.
I be trying.
You be doing some stuff.
So you guys got anything else?
Good comments.
Anything else? Let me figure out best practices beforehand. Y'all teaching good
Y'all
tonight.
did teach it good tonight.
So we really just wanted to just talk about perspectives, because as we did this would be the third show.
This our
It's
third
all shaped around
Your perception.
our perception, what we think.
Yeah.
It's all, and then our life experiences, like the way we grew up, forms a lot.
That's a good example.
That's why
Do you know? I used to always think that your chitlins was supposed to be clean in the tub.
Cutting up. Now that's gross. First off, chitlins.
Wait. My mother used to buy about 4 gallons of chitlins, and she put them all in the tub, and then all of the girls would go in, and we would clean those chitlins in the tub. And I thought that's how it was supposed to be done. That was my perception, because that's what I learned, and that's what I thought. Until I went over somebody else's house, and I saw that they brought some that was already clean.
First off, you lost me when you said chitlins, and then you putting it in the bathtub.
Well, she didn't want to clean them, and that was the easiest way for us to get them clean.
Okay, so bring me back to why.
The
I got
thing
lost in the
because it formed my
your
perception
perception.
about chitlins and how to cook them and how to clean them. But it wasn't, that was the only way that I found out, but I didn't ask any questions. I thought that my mother knew the best way to do it until I got older, and I found out that other people were doing it different ways. But it shaped my perception about chitlins to this very day, that I never cleaned them and I've never eaten them again.
Cause that's gross. And you did. I think you did lost the people. Cause they
But
laughed. They laughed. Cause I'm like chitlin tub. Wait. We talking about perception. How that work? But okay.
It shaped my perception as a kid.
All right.
It's a lot of things that we do as a kid.
Yeah.
When your mother, well,
Your
I am
mother.
your mother.
No, when my mama what?
When I used to cook greens, did
Yeah.
you think that was the only way it was supposed to be cooked?
I mean, yeah, that's the only
Did you
way I
see?
saw
Did you
you.
see anybody else cook them different? Did you see anybody put like pork or
Yeah, my
ham hocks?
grandma.
That's what I'm saying. So when you saw her put pork, ham hocks in her greens, and I put bacon in mine, or turkey some legs in mine, did you think that it was wrong for her to put the ham hocks in there because you thought that because that's the way I brought you up to cook it, that was the only way to cook it?
No,
You didn't think like that?
no, it was good. It was good.
Okay.
No, but I get what you're saying. But like we said, the way we grow up can kind of form our perception about things, right?
Correct.
She gave a scenario about
I went all the way
chitlins
left,
and the tub.
but it's still the same.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
still the
yeah.
same
We
concept.
get it. Bless the Lord. All
Okay.
right. Yeah.
Let's talk about our Black excellence. Let's go ahead and let's promote somebody that's doing something great.
So I said that we didn't have anything planned. We was just gonna see who hops on. We know it's Black History Month, and it ain't fair. We only get 1 month, but we stay fly and we excel through all months, right? So the first person I'm gonna start from the bottom. So Tony King is on here. Him and his wife
Pastor King.
have a amazing restaurant.
Yes.
Good, you hear me? They cook that good soul. She has some healthy stuff as well. Pastor King, put your tag at the bottom of the location and the name of your restaurant. We also have Michael Gould. I'm starting from the bottom going up. Michael dropped a new single out, Toot Toot, that I did do background for,
Why are you trying to get?
I'm just starting from the
I'm just
bottom, going
messing.
up. So go grab it. It's on all type of media outlets. Actually, you can go, if you're not his friend, go to his page, and he been advertising. You can go check it out. He also have a CD coming out soon. The next person I want to shout out.
Quan said, not in the tub.
We got Tish on here, Letitia
Hi,
Gould.
Letitia Gould.
Letitia Gould would get them edges together. You hear me? So go look at her page. She does hair. Tish, tag your hair page at the bottom. We got my girl Joy on here. Me and Joy
Hi,
do a
Joy.
class for Refresh. So go check out Refresh Institute. You can go to my page, go to Joy page, go to Simon's Rain page, and go see how you can join some classes. We co-teach. That's my girl. Who else we got? We just gonna shout Black excellence out. You also have, I saw Jeremy watching. Jeremy and Nick have this awesome, amazing recording that they do. Jeremy also plays the keyboard, plays the organ. Go check out his page. I don't want to say the name wrong, but you looking to record or do something musically, you need a producer. Nick got you. Go look them up. Who else you got? You got Chloe on here. Chloe do them jars. Chloe need to come out of retirement.
She sure do.
It's a pandemic, but we still need our desserts. She got that, what is it? Lemon meringue that I love.
Oh my God.
Yes.
This is so good.
You got Tanaka on here. Tanaka is an amazing person. She does the graphics and stuff, right?
Yeah, she'll do a lot of
So,
amazing things.
Holla
Hey,
at
you guys.
Don't, why are you reading the text message? You so rude. That's my phone. All right. So check out Tanaka. If I forgot anyone, look on your page. Shout everybody out. I think.
Anyone.
Alan Lewis. See, he shared my page, so I had to shout him out. Look him up on Facebook. He has some awesome things that he's doing. He do this prayer thing. You need some prayer.
Oh wow.
He does some motivational things. Also want to shout out my girl Micaiah. Go check her out.
Hi,
She does the
Micaiah.
same thing. She be rising up early in the morning, 6 o'clock, and
That's
she
the
does
best
prayer
time
as
to
well.
pray.
So go chime in and look at her page. I think I got everyone. Quan is soon to be doing his positivity poems and
Ooh, positivity.
inspirational things
Yes.
daily. Hint, hint. So check him out. Go to his page. He should be
Hey, Quan.
doing something soon.
Great.
All right. I think I got everybody out the way. We're done for our Black Excellence. Tag your stuff at the bottom so people know where to go, how to contact you, where to download your music, all that good stuff. Okay.
Great. So as we end the end of our show, I want to just say that if you are interested in a personal change plan, I have several things that I want to share with you. I have a tool for transformation. It is a personal change plan, something simple that was created if you're interested in change. This show, everything we talk about, there is room for change. And I can share that with you. You can email me at www.changeofheart100@gmail.com. changeofheart100@gmail.com. And email me. Also, you can use that same email and you can email us some topics or some things that you're interested in talking about. And you could join us and we will talk about those topics. There is nothing that we will not talk about and nothing that we will stab at and try.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I have a few more people that hopped on. We said it's Black History Month. We got to get our people out here. Trivy, La Trivia.
Hey, Triv.
Is on. You guys go check her out. She has a awesome website she just created. She also has some good music. Go download it. She got some great what is it? I'm trying to say shirts and such. Go download it. She also made our intro. The girl is cold. She does music. Look her up. I also shouted out Nick McCree on here. You're looking to record. You need an awesome producer. Go look at his page. I can't think off the top of my head what everything is. You guys tag your things below so people can go and seek whatever they need to seek from all our Black excellence. Okay? Sorry about that. Go ahead.
So this is the end of our show, and we're going to talk. Usually at the end of our show, I always give a change of heart tip.
Yes.
And this is something that you can use and you can go away with. Listen, your perception can change. Your mind and your heart can change. If your mind and heart change, the way you behave, the way you think, the way you feel will change. It's never too late to make a change. A lot of people think that once you get a certain age, that it's impossible to change. And that is not the truth. Today is a new day and you can change today. You can change your perception by finding out what it is about your perception that you know that needs to be changed. And as usual, you always want to get out the negative stuff and you want to release the negative stuff. And then you want to find out what it is that you need to change. And then it'll be a constant reminder of yourself if you will write those things down and daily you work on changing your perspective like you would anything else. Okay. And it's a daily thing and you do it every day. Be consistent. Today is a day of change.
Absolutely.
That's my tip for today.
I think that's good. Because if your perception can change, then you can go knock out them goals that you set.
Yes. Right. They say if your thinking will change your mind and it'll change your whole life.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
All right.
Who said that?
So we thank you guys for watching. If you guys don't have anything to chime in, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for all the hearts. Thank you for all the laughter. We did want to say our next show will be in April. We're going to take March off.
No,
all right.
It'll be at the end of March.
The end of March, sorry. So we normally do 2 shows. We'll just come chiming in the mid of March, all right? So we'll come with another hot topic. Thank you for you guys' love. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking time out your day.
And please share.
Yes.
We thank you.
Don't forget to put you guys' information down at the bottom, okay? All right. Love you guys. Good night. Enjoy your night.
Good night.